Today, we complete the blueprint for success. Are you Freddie, Willie, and Mabel? What's happening good out there? Eli's dad here. Welcome back to Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And instead of saying previously on Project Eli, like they say on television, I thought that I would share with you a real-life example of the universal law of success in action. Now, please keep in mind that the law works whether the actions are taken and performed consciously or unconsciously. Now, in my personal example, because I was still a puppy at the time, they were performed unconsciously. I urge you to reflect on some of your past achievements and see if you follow the law unconsciously too. Now, my story is this. It's about the summer between my sophomore and junior year in high school. My sophomore year in high school, I was the very last person cut from the varsity. That killed me, okay? At that time, basketball was my life. I made a commitment to myself that I was not only going to make the team my junior year in high school, but I was going to be a starter on the team my junior year in high school. That was the goal. I was going to start. The problem was, the unsolved opportunity was, there were two guys already ahead of me. Now, one of them was a co-captain of the team, and the other one was somebody that was a starter as a sophomore, a junior, and now he was a senior, so this would have been his third year as a starter. So I had to beat out one of those two guys in order to get into the starting lineup. But I was determined. I woke up every morning. I would go through my Sports Illustrateds and look at all the basketball pictures. I would put that dream right in my face every single day. I saw myself in that uniform running out. All right, then every day I would work out and I would run forwards, I would run backwards, because in basketball, half the time you spend when you're playing defense running backwards. I found the biggest hill that happened to be very close to my house, Corey Road and Brainerd Road, and I would run up and down that road until I was exhausted, to build up the strength of my legs and to build up my stamina. And of course, there was the vision, the dream. I could see myself, hear it, feel it, when they made the announcement for the starting lineup. And now, at guard, a 6'1 sophomore, a 6'1 junior, 175 pounds, Eli's dad. Okay? Now, even when I was doing it, perhaps I had a few other things that I said to myself beside what the announcer would say, like, at 6'1", 175 pounds, he'll never have a receding hairline, unquestionably the biggest chick magnet in the junior class. Well, perhaps those are my dreams today. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, I worked out. And then in addition to having the vision and practice and training, I would go and play and play and play. And I went everywhere to play. I went to the Fens in Boston. I was the only white guy there. And for somebody my age, it was kind of scary being there, but I went and played and I got accepted and the guys were great. And I played and played and played. And every single place I looked for the best competition I find. I looked for everybody that would teach me anything. And then, as I told you earlier, the universe helped out. Right before the basketball season started, one of the guys, the guy that had started as a sophomore and as a junior, well, he got into it with his girlfriend. And rather than give you the details, let me just say it didn't work out too well for him. All right, the results were not good in his favor. And as a punishment, the coach removed him from the starting lineup. And guess who he put in the starting lineup? Yours very truly. And I started every single game. You could never foresee a circumstance like that. I mean, he was actually a better player than I was, but you know, Mother Nature came in, and because I wanted it badly enough, somehow, some way, I achieved my goal. But I did make a mistake, and let me tell you what that mistake was. When I was dreaming about starting, I didn't dream big enough. Yeah, I got the goal of starting, but I should have seen myself as being one of the leading scorers, as being one of the best players, as hitting the shot at the buzzer. My dream was to start. In other words, my dream was not big enough. So make sure, Eli, when you set your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, and you envision them, make sure that you make it grand enough, because when you get everything you want to make sure that it's enough. Now, I'm going to continue with the conclusion of the letter that I was talking about last time we got together to Eli. So here's the conclusion. The results, Eli, look incredibly complex, but it's not. It never is. It's always the simple little things that take you there. When you finally get there, you'll find that achievement is similar to opening a combination lock. You have all the numbers for the combination, but you must put them in the right order and spin the dial correctly to get that lock to open for you. The first rule of progress in the universe is order. Everything you do, every decision that you make is either building your dream or building someone else's dream. Every single thing you do is either leading you away from the masses, the 95% crowd, or leading you toward the masses. Every single thing you do is a slight edge decision. The right thing to do is easy. So is not doing it. Success is the culmination of making a lot of right decisions, little day-by-day decisions. Failure is the culmination of not making the right little decisions. Choice is yours. It's called discipline when you choose correctly. Now, the last thing I want to share with you in this session is DIS. Not this, DIS. D-I-S. Now, in the year 2016, one of the more popular misuses of the English language is the term DIS. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you see what I'm saying? Dude, what up, bro? I'm telling you all these things, Eli, because you grew up in my crib. Now, in my day, we never used phrases like this. It's a ripoff, oh, there's one, of the English language. In any case, to diss someone means to disrespect them. Now, I'd like to alert and warn you about people that will diss you. The first thing you need to comprehend and never forget is to seize the data. The data tells us that 19 out of 20 people that you meet are not successful. Now, one way that people try to elevate themselves, excuse me, in their own minds at least, is to put somebody else down. Now, that'll be the motivation for some of the 19 people that diss you. Another factor is that, by definition, if the 19 people knew how to be successful, they would be the 1 out of 20 and not part of the 19. Now, here's a special warning, Eli. You must be especially careful of the people that love you the most. Now, I say this to you because these loved ones are sincere and they really think that they're helping you. The problem is they don't have the knowledge to be the one, the 5%er. They're giving you advice based on what they think they know and from what they have learned from the 95% crowd. Sincerity sells. Don't get sold. Find a worthy mentor, a 5%er that has done what you want to do and copy their success. That will expedite your journey on the road to success. Remember, it's okay to be a copycat if you copy the right cat. Now, you see, Eli, years ago, when people received a burn, the general thinking was that the first thing that you should do is put butter on the burn. Well, it turns out that putting butter on a burn is about the worst thing that you can do. Doctors tell us that putting water on the burn is the right thing to do. So that people that don't really know, that even have your best interests at heart, can give you some very bad advice. Don't allow yourself to get burned by that bad advice. Follow the advice of the doctor, the 5%er, and not the 95%ers. Don't allow yourself to become disheartened or let anyone sell you short by saying you have disability. One of the things that separates the 5%er from the 95%er is how they think and use their brains and their subconscious minds. It is not the hardware that separates the 1 from 20. It's the software, and you have the ability. 5%ers do the things that the 95%ers don't feel comfortable doing. Don't let the 19 sway you by talking about discomfort or that you might feel distress. What you're feeling is not stress. It's the feeling you get when you stretch your abilities to their maximum potential. What they call stress, the 5%er calls excitement. In Chinese, the word crisis has two meanings. It means both danger and opportunity. Kind of depends on how you look at things, doesn't it? And if your most recent experiment didn't work out, that's great, because you were just repositioned by the universe to try something else. It was feedback. Go the distance. Discover new ways of looking at things. Change your paradigm. A failure will not disillusion you, but only strengthen the illusion of your vision. Keep a singular focus. Don't get distracted. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. The price of neglect is much greater than the price of discipline. You will surely experience the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I love you so. I'm obsessed with giving you everything I've got. Love, Dad. Now here's something very important. I've included the success formula in the description box below. I didn't speak it, but it's in there. Be serious. Review that material repeatedly until you own it. Now, next time on Project Eli, we're going to examine how to maximize mankind's most useful tool. We will open the owner's manual for your brain. To ensure that you don't miss that, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. Be a good friend. If you found this added value for you, share it with your friends. Our saying for today is that successful people are very lucky. Just ask a failure for confirmation. And because we never end a meeting on a philosophical note, get out there and charge. I'm Eli's dad.